everyone, welcome back. This is Express Come Along and I'm Frankie, and today we're going to be doing songwriting, how to write a chorus. Express Come Along, fighting struggle with a pen. So for today's workshop, all you will need is a pen, some paper, and obviously your music, whatever you're going to use, whether that's the chords on your guitar, chords on a piano, or an instrumental from YouTube. Of course, you don't have to use music to write your chorus, but I think that's the easier way to do it, to be honest. It gives you more of a structure and it allows you to organise your lines better. And songwriting and poetry are very similar, but I believe that songwriting is more accessible. I've found that when I've read my poetry, the crowd find it harder to understand. But with a song, whether you understand it or not, or know where the person's coming from or not, you can still dance, you can still enjoy the music just as a piece of music without getting too deep into it. So if you do want a bit of a gap between yourself and your audience or your reader, maybe songwriting is more for you. So obviously you're at home, maybe I'm at home. It's going to be almost impossible for me to know which piece of music you've chosen, which chord you've chosen, which instrument you're playing, or which beat off of YouTube you've chosen. So I don't know that information. So all I can do is guide you and hope that we have a great outcome, really. We're going to look at two things to establish the mood of the song. Firstly, the music itself. If the music sounds really sad, then your mood might be sad. If you're feeling sad and the song sounds sad, then brilliant, you've got your mood for the song, which is sad. So if the song sounds very angry, and you're feeling angry, then that's your mood, angry. So that's what you need to do now. You need to find out what mood you choose to write in, or what mode or what feeling the audience is going to feel when they hear you sing your song. If you're going to perform it, if you're not, that's absolutely fine too. But yeah, we need to establish our mood. So if you found an instrumental and it doesn't really match with your mood, then it may not be successful. For example, if you're feeling very happy, I'm saying this in the most simple terms, by the way, if you're feeling very happy and you're listening to an instrumental that sounds very sad, you either need to tap into those feelings that the song is making you feel, or if you don't feel like you relate to the mood of the instrumental, you need to find an instrumental that suits the mood. So you don't have to be feeling that way at that time, but you need to be able to tap into it. The instrumental and your mood need to be maybe not matching, but they need to understand each other in order to write, because otherwise you're not going to get the best outcome, I believe. One thing you might be saying now is, well, I'm not sure how I feel. I don't know what the music is making me feel. So maybe you're playing this instrumental and you're not feeling anything. Well, maybe you need to choose another instrumental, or maybe you might need to take time to think about how you feel. And a lot of people don't really tap into their emotions very often, and that's the challenge of being creative, and that's the challenge of writing. You've got to reflect and you've got to think, and you need time in silence, in a safe, comfortable environment to actually think about how you feel, and maybe you just need some time. So the next thing we're going to look at is the structure. For the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to say we can do 4 lines. I'm not sure obviously how long your song is, how long each chord might play for. I have none of that information, so I'm just going to say 4 lines, and we're going to use repetition and we're going to use rhyme. I spoke about that in my last workshop. Repetition is when you say something again and again. The major challenge with any piece of creative writing is starting. Starting's always the hardest part, when you're just staring at a blank page and you're like, I don't know what to write. So for that reason, we're going to start in a similar way as we did last time in the poetry workshop, with a group of words. So while you're listening to your instrumental, start thinking of words that but what we're going to do is, from our group of words, we're going to find words that rhyme with those words. So hopefully you've chosen an easy word like blue, and you can rhyme it with you. So look at those 4 to 10 words that you've just done and make another set of words that rhyme with those words. Don't worry too much if you can't find a rhyme for each of the words. It's just having a few as options that we can play with throughout this exercise. I believe that for the act of writing itself, you should try and tap into how you really feel, or what your thoughts really are. And the reason for that is that your lyrics or your piece of work is going to be much more relatable, and it's going to be much more emotional, and with emotion comes power. People can relate to it and people can understand it, and I feel like a lot of the time creative is all about giving it time and patience and trusting yourself and really reflecting on your thoughts and your feelings. So It may take us a long time to actually do that, but you've just got to trust in the process, and you've got to be able to relax enough to share your thoughts with the page. You have a group of words that your mood made you write down, or that the mood of the song made you write down, and then you should have another group of words that are words you could use to rhyme. So what I've done, because obviously you'll have a lot of words but you may not have a line and you still don't know how to start the line, so I've written down some prompts that you could maybe use to help you along your way. So I've just written, you make me feel. Maybe your song is about how somebody makes you feel. I'm feeling. Maybe it's about how you feel. Let's do this. So maybe you could be asking somebody to do something with you, maybe go on a holiday, or maybe you want to get married, who knows. Another one is I want to. Maybe there's something that you want to do, or a next step that you want to take in your life, or something that you would like to do in your dreams maybe. And then I am, you could be declaring who you are as a person. Maybe you're a boss, maybe you're a diva, maybe you're sensitive, who knows. So there's some prompts, and I've also written how you could access your own prompts or your own ideas. So you could look at what is happening now, for example, if that's where the song's leading you. You could be asking a question to anybody in the world, maybe somebody you've never met, or maybe your best friend. You could be making a suggestion. There's a lot of like party songs that suggest, why don't we all put our hands up in the air and stuff like that, and them songs kind of create like dance routines and stuff like that, and everybody knows the words. Them songs are quite successful. Or it could be what your plans are, what do you want to do, or it could be what you remember. Maybe you want to reflect on something that's happened in the past and you want to relive it in the song, or maybe let it go through the song. Earlier I said about through the song, and as we're Express Come Along, our logo is a train. We believe in writing as a journey, so you start in one place and you end in another. A lot of the time we've found that when we write, we learn a lot about how we feel at that moment. So maybe you're writing now and it's all coming out and you're not sure where it's coming from, but as you read it, you're learning more about yourself and your experiences, and maybe what is on your mind and what is bothering you. It does take time to dig into all that information, because we don't have it at the forefront of our minds. We're not running around telling everybody how we feel all the time. It's stored right deep in our unconscious, and we need to dig to find that, and we need time to find that. So feel free to take your time and go on the journey, and however long it takes is however long it takes. A lot of people get frustrated with songwriting because it just doesn't come naturally, and it's just all about giving it time and being patient with yourself, and also being open to sharing, because even if you're not planning to share your song with everybody, it does take a lot to actually say how you feel, or to actually find out what's on your mind. So it's a long process, or it can be a long process. It can be quite a quick process for some people, but it is a journey. So just go on that journey and don't be afraid. So as you know, I have no clue what you're writing to at the moment. I don't know what instrumental, what genre, I don't know what chord you're writing to, so I can't help you unless we do a one-on-one at a community centre, for example. If you follow us on Instagram, you can be up to date with where we're going to be and when. I could help you a lot better then, but for now, obviously you're at home, I'm at home, I don't know what music you're writing to at the moment, so I've just given you the structure, which is about 4 lines. I've suggested that you could rhyme at the end of every line, or second and fourth, or you could rhyme 1 with 2 and then 3 with 4, however you want to do it really. So that's kind of a soft kind of structure. So you could have 4 lines, you could have your rhymes, maybe you could find some repetition. What you could also do, if you want to cheat a little bit, or maybe that's the most successful way to have a chorus really, you could just have 2 lines and then copy them 2 lines, and that could be very impactful. Or you could even have 1 line and copy it 4 times, or even 8 times, and that could be your chorus. That might work for you, who knows. Really apologise to everybody who is at home right now with an empty page and saying, I've just watched this video and this girl told me she was going to tell me how to write a chorus, and she hasn't told me a thing. She's just gone round the bush. Well, the reason for that is obviously we're not doing a one-to-one at the moment. I can't see what you're doing. I don't know what your life experiences are, so I can't just give you lyrics, obviously, because what would be the point in that? It's all about you tapping into yourself, and your journey is going to be completely different to the next person's journey, and everybody's going to be discovering different things about themselves, and everybody has different life experiences. Everybody's chosen a different instrumental with a different mood, and everybody's feeling different, so there's no way that there's one size fits all. It's going to be a completely different process for everybody. So what I've done, I've just opened up some ideas or some pathways for you, and I've given you a little base structure. So the 4 lines, the end rhyme, and the chances of repetition, and then using the same 4 lines again, maybe just suggestions, and the direction of your lyrics. I've given you some prompt ideas, so hopefully when you listen to me talking about what's inside and how you feel and what's your mood, and when you're playing the song again and again, I'm hoping that you will get ideas. But if you don't, not to worry. It's quite a long process. It can be a long process, and there's no pressure, there's no worry if you can't write anything, but it's always good to see if you can tap into those emotions and see what comes out. And anything you have got, even if it's just one word, or even if you've got a completed song, it's all a success, because it's all about getting involved, taking part, just having fun and loosening up and seeing what we can create out of our experiences. So I really hope that you've got a chorus on your page right now. I really hope. And I hope that you're using the techniques of rhyme and of repetition to make your chorus fun and memorable, and so that you remember it. And I hope you're singing it loud right now, and definitely sing it out loud so that you know how it sounds, and if you want to change anything. And there'll be your lyrics, but we'll have to do melody in the next video. And please share what you've done. We've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, and we've got Instagram, all at Express Come Along. Oh, and Twitter. You can always follow us and show us your work, and we can share it on our page. And we look forward to seeing you at one of our next sessions. At Express Come Along, we use the things that break us to make us. But if anything you have been writing about today has caused you distress or upset, you can call the Samaritans. The number is 116123, and they're open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Thank you so much for watching.